I woke up one day and decided to challenge myself as a Pokemon Nuzlocke. I settled on the infamous Emerald Kaizo and made it my mission to play the best that I possibly could. No battle items, no EVs, and the AI was always on high. This is how it went. Back on Route 117, there were lots of bugs and grass types to encounter, so I gave Charmeleon another chance. I hunted down and fire punched everything I could to set Charmeleon down its new path. The path of evolution, and a key role on the squad once again.
Charmeleon.
We're on our way to Lava Ridge when we encounter our first of many Team Magma grunts. I skipped over the Route 111 trainers because they weren't that interesting. This first grunt led off with the Haunter to my Nidorina, which I thought was a pretty nice matchup since I have Crunch, but it landed Hypnosis out the gate. Its Thunderbolts did respectable damage and the crit didn't help, so I swapped to Swampert. But like other Pokemon in this game, Haunter has Giga Drain in Kaizo, which I was surprised and blessed to have lived. My Bubble Beam didn't kill, so I ran again. Mawile also got put to sleep, so luck was against me in this Izanami struggle with another crit. I prayed that Nosepass would do better. It tanked the T-Bolt and Giga Drain, landing the Rock Slide for the game. I foolishly used Chimecho on Cacturn, go for Paralysis, and clench my cheeks for Venusaur as Chimecho barely lived. From here, I just Rock Smashed away, getting rid of a thorn in my side. I left my Poison type in on Kadabra, feeling especially cocky. My ego was satisfied with another close call, so I sent Swampert in on Flareon. To my surprise, it went for Shadow Ball, doing less than I expected, giving me a chance to extinguish the rodent. With only 3 Pokemon, I was nearly put out of commission. The battle against the next grunt went a lot smoother though. Pikachu was up against a Dugtrio. At first I thought I was screwed with Arena Trap until I realized I had Surf and a level gap, so we waved the trio goodbye. Swampert ate the T-Wave before delivering a knockout blow to Magneton and putting Absol on life support. It posed less of a threat than expected and went down easier than R. Kelly in court. The Ninetales was almost a nightmare with Confuse Ray, but Swampert broke through and dominated, snatching an easy win. I lost about 3 pounds trying to find an encounter up next and ended up with the Vulpix. After I paralyzed it, I got it down about half life with a Fire Punch, and just like that, I caught Death Fodder on the first ball. Even though the last few Team Magma grunts were a walk through the park, up next was the admin, who was bound to be hard. He wasn't. In the tunnel, I encountered a Charmeleon, and while I would have loved to train 2 different types of Charizard, I gave it up for dupes because I thought it would be too good. But I wasn't disappointed with the Magmar, so just like the Vulpix, I caught it nice and easy. Following route, I ended up skipping through all the trainers and whatnot. It wasn't too difficult of a fight because I got through with only 3 Pokemon, but they still did a number to my team. After running around for a while trying to find an encounter, I ran into a Gloom. My first T-Bolt does around 1/3 and paralyzes, which was perfect, but the second one killed with a crit, so that was cool, I guess. After trying to collect Ash in a way that was going to be aesthetically pleasing, I decided to very slowly and carefully collect this item down here. I was hit with a sudden inspiration to train, so I think I'm gonna go do that. Yeah. I wanted a level gap to compensate for the fact that I don't get any EVs. Then I was ready for round 2 against Pokemon Trainer Red. For this battle, I expected to have his manga team consisting of Pikachu, 3 starters, Espeon, and a Snorlax. Pikachu is obviously a terrible switch-in, so it has to be a glass cannon opener. To my surprise, I got the first move with the Drill Run for lethal. It must have a low priority move like Counter, so I'll have to remember that. For Espeon, I trained up my Mawile to resist Stab and Swift, but it read me and set up. It also outsped me and did 35% on a resisted Psychic, which is nightmare fuel for me. I went for Super Fang to ensure a future kill in case something like this happened, and Mawile died. The next Psychic left me with 31, so I was in kill range. Mawile put him in the red with the Flash Cannon though, so I swapped to Swampert to tank a Psychic attack. To my surprise though, Red not only switched there as well, but he switched into Charizard despite outspeeding and overpowering me. Even a blind Psychic could have been detrimental. Charizard's Earthquake felt more like another night with Red's mom with how little damage it did. Of course I clapped back with a Rock Slide, but it lived long enough to get off a Flamethrower for all of about 30 damage. It can drown its sorrows later, the same way that I drowned it with muddy water. So as you can guess, Venusaur is coming out to Giga Drain like every Zubat and Haunter in this game so far, so my Charizard had to eat it like the Giga Chat that he is. I didn't think that Fire Punch was gonna be enough to kill the frog, dino, plant thing, but it managed to do significantly more damage than I had hoped for. The Sludge Bomb got me for a fair bit of damage in return, but my Quick Attack next turn ended things. For the third predictable matchup in a row, we have a Surfing Tank versus a Vegan Frog, but Venusaur knows how to roll with the punches. Since every water type has Ice Beam, I headbutt praying for the flinch. I got Yawned instead, which seems nice, but if you recall, that insta-sleeps you instead of making you drowsy in this game. I stayed in on turn 1 to see what Ice Beam would do to me, and it ran 47 HP, give or take. I stayed in and took my chances, but stayed asleep turn 2 and suffered another Ice Beam, putting me, Venusaur, on thin ice. Finally, the gamble paid off as I woke up for a Leaf Blade critical comeback in the clutch. Blastoise was going to be no more. Espeon was still a major threat that outsped my team, so I risked Charizard, swapping into a Psychic Attack. I expected it all to end here, but Charizard lived with 2 HP. So, Quick Attack goes 2 for 2. Finally, we have Snorlax, the Juggernaut, poster child for obesity and fat positivity. I remembered Red's normal type last time cursed and set up on me though, so I stayed in and smokescreened. My gut feeling was right because it sat there and cursed until I used up my 5 smoke bombs. So afterwards I summoned Swampert while it used its final curse. I recall curse only boosting physical stats, so I muddy water, and luckily I got a 6 accuracy drop, so I was confident in my future. Even leftovers couldn't save it as I dodged the Tectonic Titan. For the second time, there I stood, above Pokemon Trainer Red without a single death on my side. But I knew that someday he was gonna come back. He always comes back.